The Belmont Stakes, the final jewel, the longest test, the one that asks the most of them. Here at Belmont Park, Big Sandy, the track itself becomes part of the drama. A sweeping mile-and-a-half oval, wide turns that let them breathe, a home stretch that stretches ever 1,097 feet from the final bend to the wire, demanding not just speed, but courage, stamina, and heart. The grandstand rises like a cathedral of racing, those massive stands overlooking the long straightaway, every vantage point alive with the growing roar as the field turns for home and the real question begins: who still has something left? In our league, it arrives tonight. For the third year, there will be no Triple Crown winner. Still, the third leg of the Triple Crown is where dreams that survived Churchill and Pimlico now face their ultimate examination. It rained at last year's Belmont. It's raining even harder today. The field is deep. Survivors, fresh challengers, horses built precisely for this marathon distance, credentials that could etch new lines in our record book. But the Belmont has always written its own ending. The dirt is wet, but ready. The stretch awaits like an unanswered question. So settle in for the moment the spreadsheet becomes scripture. And somewhere in the pixels and the pedigree charts, history is listening. When the gates spring open in Chris Lewis's Google Sheets based horse racing simulation dynasty fantasy league. And we welcome you to Elmont, New York for the Belmont Stakes. Great day of racing here. Hello, everyone. I'm Jimmy Rakes, your stride by stride guide to today's action. Before we send it over to the pregame with my partners, Chris Lewis and Nate Willett, let's take a quick look at the weather. As I mentioned, it is raining, and it's raining harder than last time. The dirt track will be running sloppy. The turf track soft, and the synthetic track will be wet fast. All right, let's get a preview of all the festivities. Send it over to Chris Lewis.
Thank you, Jimmy.
My pleasure.
Yeah, really raining today. By the way, this is the wettest, rainiest weather we've ever had on any day. And it's interesting that it rained at last year's Belmont too. So it's certainly going to play a role. All right. Again, so race day six storylines. There's no Triple Crown winner this year. I didn't have the Fashionista Preakness Weather Vane ready to go after the Preakness, but here it is. Kentucky Derby winner, we were all waiting to see if we had a shot at the Triple Crown. The Collector finished 14th in the Preakness, so we'll go at least one more year without a Triple Crown winner. All right, two stakes races today, the Belmont and the Met Mile. So the Belmont Stakes, as I like to remind people on the broadcast, has the same purse as the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. So it's, huge. It's a season-changing, potentially race. However, your chances to win are probably higher, as there are only 11 entries compared to 20 in the Derby, and we had 17 in the Preakness. Part of that is because it's such a daunting distance, and horses are tired from running the first two. There you go. It's 12 furlongs. The field, we've got all three 3-year-old A-grade horses back. And that includes the Preakness winner Fashionista, and the Collector is going again too. I mentioned on the broadcast last time that some really high-graded horses were sitting out the Preakness, including A-grade Johnny's horse Mario Time and three B-grade horses, Prognosis Negative from Christian Stable, Mandelbaum Jr. from Kalen's, and Generational Talent from Andrews. Two of them, Mario Time and Mandelbaum Jr., are in the Belmont today. I'd venture to say that Mario Time, with significantly less fatigue than the other two A-grade horses, is probably today's favorite. Mandelbaum Jr. and also a B-grade horse with some decent rest. Keep your eyes on those. In addition to, of course, the other two A-grade horses. and Preakness winner Fashionista. All right, here's this chart. So peculiarly, uh, so far every year in our league, whoever the horse that won the Kentucky Derby won the Belmont. For the first year it was Lemke, the next year it was Luck of the Irish. If we keep the pattern going, this is going to be a good day for the collector and for Jimmy. All right, here's the Belmont Stakes. We got 11 horses in it, as I mentioned. Um, Notice that the B and A grade horses are all lined up shoulder to shoulder from the 6 gate to the 10 gate. And so I'm kind of highlighting that area. Uh, all right. All right, in the Met Mile, the powerhouses are back. So the horses that aged 4 and up haven't had a stakes race available since the first day. It starts, of course, with Checkmate, who is the defending champion, won last year's Met Mile, all-time leader in prize money and prize money from stakes race wins. How about her last 2 races? Wins in the 2 biggest races on our whole calendar, the Breeders' Cup Classic and the Saudi Cup. Um, so she's got tons of momentum and tons of success, and she won this race last year. There are 4 A grade horses in the race. In addition to Checkmate, there's Luck of the Irish, Sounds of the Void, and Dirks and Caicos. 18 in the field in total, so a pretty packed field. There you go. All right, and then yeah, the other storyline is that it's raining real hard. That's going to have impact on the performances. Some horses like the rain, some don't. We'll have to see how it shakes out. All right, I was able to meet up with Guy earlier. Actually, no, I got Guy with us here now. Guy, you with us?
Hey guys, yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.
All right, so your 3-year-old for the Big Triple Crown races was Flatlander. He's getting some well-deserved rest today. Uh, in the Preakness, that second place overperformance in the Preakness was a surprise. Can you comment on that? Was it more satisfaction because he beat expectations or agony because he got so close but couldn't win it?
Yeah, no, I think it was definitely a little bit of both. I think that it was mostly the satisfaction. Being a new stable and having limited options and but wanting to compete and have a horse in as many races as you can be a little bit of a challenge as I'm still learning. But I think having it overperform in that race was it was pretty great. But the fact that right at the end it was so close, but not quite, couldn't quite pull it out was a little bit of it was a little agony, like you said. But overall, it was a great race and good performance by Flatlander for sure.
Sure, I bet. And yeah, congrats to you and Flatlander for the second place finish. Your stable is led by A-grade horse Dirks and Caicos. He's already got a win, 1 win in 2 career starts, but today is his second chance to get that first stakes race win in the Met Mile. How does your team feel about his chances facing off against the tough competition in that race?
Yeah, yeah, feeling good about it. Excited to have Dirks and Caicos running out there today, especially with it being one of those stakes races that we can really have it get out and show what it's got. We are hoping for a good one. We'll see what this weather does, see how we run, but we like our chances. That's our A horse, so we're hoping that it's gonna represent our stable for us.
Awesome. Well, good luck today. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We got some Nate's knowledge. Nate, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Thank you, Chris. There are a couple of milestones I'm looking at this week. First, if Apology Accepted wins race number 8, they would then tie Peterburg and Sapphire Surge for most wins in HRFL history with 6. Same goes for Checkmate in race number 9. And Checkmate would also be the first horse to win the same stakes race twice, so that would be exciting. Also, if Sounds of the Void were to finish second, be alone at the top with 6 second-place finishes, though I'm sure he's looking to get his first stakes win instead. We got a great day ahead. Chris, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Nate. Yeah, those are some horses and races to watch. All right, here's the standings. Of course, the big thing to highlight is Brett with the Preakness win jumped from fourth to first, and there was another stable that climbed 3 spots. That was Charlie's from eighth to fifth. All right, everyone's favorite segment. Jimmy, what you got for the dark horse today?
Thank you, Chris. We're gonna go hedge my bets a little bit here just to show, but going with the Met Mile. Last horse in the gate on a technicality down at gate 18. Loves the distance and loves the dirt. We'll see how much she loves the slop, but I think she's due big time. So on a technicality to show in the Met Mile. Put it on the board.
All right, thanks, Jimmy. We'll watch out for that. All right, here's one more look at the standings. Oh yeah. Let me know what dates are available for the 2-year-old draft. I posted it on the Discord. Uh, and I haven't heard back from everyone. It's also, if you don't intend to play next year, there'd be no hard feelings. Just let me know, and we'll you wouldn't, I guess you wouldn't have to attend the draft, and that'd help me schedule it. All right.
All right. Ooh.
Speed? We say that.
Apology accepted in passing him as we go past the halfway point.
Consistency? We say that.
We don't say that with more than a length lead over Paul.
Lose?
We don't say that takes over the lead. And down the stretch they come. We don't say that charging.
We don't say that.
And leaving everyone in the dust as they win the Met Mile.
We don't say that.
All right.
No, we don't say that.
We don't say that. And yeah, perfect for the Met Mile winner. Former Met Mile winner.
Awesome. Awesome. Nicely done once again, Nate.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. With that, let's get going out on the track. First race of the day. $45,000 purse. 11.5 furlongs on the dirt. We're going to see how this sloppy dirt runs in our first race. We've got 11 here in the gate. What are you guys looking for?
Bite Size's last win was here at Belmont on race day 7 in 2024, so maybe they like this track.
Ooh. I guess we'd be remiss to not mention Olong Johnson, Zach's horse, who was just on a tear last year and won a ton of races. Has by far the most wins and prize money in this field.
All right. Absolutely. Yeah. Over $100,000 there. 5 victories in the career. Let's see how it goes here in race 1. And the slop. And they're off. Junior Bacon, Digital Clutter, Clockwood Matrix, and Hobby Jogger setting the pace early around the first turn. And Hobby Jogger with Bite Size, Windy City there as well. Early in the race, Windy City and Bite Size up front. Digital Clutter, Rumble Road, Junior Bacon, both spick and span. Hobby Jogger, Eye Candy, trying to keep pace. Olong Johnson, Clockwork Matrix, and Almost Yankee there in the rear. But it's Windy City now, taking the lead, both spick and span up in the second as they come around the last turn. Olong Johnson making a run into the top 3. Bite Size there as well, but Windy City starting to pull away. Bite Size trying to catch Windy City. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Windy City with a big win in race number 1 for Andrew. We're going to have a close race for second. Both spick and span and Eye Candy pass and get into second and third. Then it's Rumble Road, Olong Johnson, and Bite Size rounding out the money, followed by Clockwork Matrix, Digital Clutter, Junior Bacon, Hobby Jogger, and Almost Yankee. Congrats to Andrew, Windy City, first win of the day.
All right. Congrats, Andrew. All right.
Nicely done. On to race number 2. Looks like everybody's going to get some money in this one, all H grade maiden race. So one of these horses will win for the very first time in HRFL. Anything of note here, guys?
I mean, Bear Patrol's been knocking on the door. 3 second-place finishes and a third last year, and she has a place and a show at this distance and surface, so maybe Andrew can get back-to-back with this one.
All right.
Nice, yeah, odds are definitely there. 3 of the 6 horses belong to Andrew.
All right. Only second career start for That's What It Is.
Nice. All right, back out to the slop. As we mentioned, every horse going to get some money here, and they're off. That's What It Is out early with Bear Patrol, Amplify. We've met before, Hey Wise Guy, and W Sauce Y'all. Rounding out our field. Let's come around the first turn. Bear Patrol, Amplify, they're up front. Hey, Wise Guy now up in the third. W. Sashi all there as well. But Bear Patrol and Amplify setting the pace past the halfway point. That's what it is, trying to make a run. But Bear Patrol, half-length lead over the field. Amplify there as well. We've met before. W. Sashi all trying to get up there in the top three, perhaps. Bear Patrol, though, running the race. Amplify, W. Sashi trying to make it a 1, 2, 3 for Andrew. There's one. Hey, Wise Guy, we've met before. That's what it is. All closing late, trying to catch them. Amplify ends up second. W. Sashal falls into fourth. Hey, Wise Guy in third. We've met before in fifth, and that's what it is. Andrew, first, second, and fourth in our second race. 2 for 2 so far.
All right, yeah, big day for Andrew so far. Congrats, Andrew.
All right, Bear Patrol
All right.
getting their first win in the maiden race. On to race number 3. Females only over $70,000 purse and 14 horses ready to rock. What do you guys see?
I'm glad I wrote this down. Green with Envy won their last race on race day 9 last year in muddy conditions. So maybe that's there you go.
All right. Yeah, let's see.
Nice. Alrighty, our beautiful synthetic track at Belmont. And they're off. Yellow Submarine, Kumquat Aficionado, and the Rural Juror, along with Mount Timpanogos, Green with Envy, setting the pace early. But Yellow Submarine getting out to a big lead. Updog now up in the second, Rural Juror in third, Green with Envy trying to get in that second group. Right now it's Yellow Submarine ahead of everybody. Updog, Green with Envy trying to pull that second group up, but Yellow Submarine is not having it, pulling away from the field. A huge lead as we come down the stretch, slowing down a bit. Updog and Green with Envy trying to make a late run. Funk So Rubba, Kumquat Aficionado as well, but Yellow Submarine full length lead over the field, and they win it. Looks like a close one for second. Banjo making a late run, and indeed, Banjo makes their way up into second. Updog in third. Green with Envy, Selected Varieties, and Kumquat Aficionado rounding out the money. Funk So Rubber going to bed early. Glass Slipper Fit, Mount Timpanogos, Tippapoo's Nose, The Real Juror, and Trots rounding out our field. Unfortunately, we do have an injury moratorium, and I'll send it over to Chris for more info on that.
Yes, so luckily it was the least severe variety of injury. Moratorium will just have double the race fatigue. So gonna want and need some rest after this one, but they'll be okay. How about Yellow Submarine? That one was not close. Wire to wire.
Yeah, dominate all the way.
field. Our first victory of the day for Guy. Good interview there. Getting the juices going for Guys. Stable. Let's go on to race number 4. Still on the synthetic track and still 10. All males this time. What do you guys see?
It's some decent stuff here. The only race on Eola's Ivar sorry, I screwed that one up. Eola's Ivar, the only race on synthetic last year was at Belmont, and they finished 4th. So maybe we can get something here.
Oh, okay. I guess maybe my eyes are on these horses from Guy's stable that haven't won anything yet, and that's General Sal, and then the other one is actually Up the Terraces and the only unowned horse in the race.
Nice.
See if they play sport.
All right. We'll see how it shakes out on the synthetic track. Last horse in the gate, and they're off. Future World, Arbitrary Lines, Paid Actor, Fumble Rooski out fast. Future World trying to get a big lead early. Track Star now making their way up in the second, but Future World keeping the lead at the halfway point. Second group with Arbitrary Lines, Track Star, Fumble Rooski, Paid Actor trying to make their way up. Future World, though, a big lead, similar to the last race here so far. The leader over 2-length lead over the field. Arbitrary Lines, Paid Actor, Body Surfer now up there, trying to fight for second. Moving Picture Show as well. Future World, though, gets the huge victory for Kalen. Paid Actor in second, followed by Moving Picture Show, Usurper, Sincerest Form, and Fumble Rooski, all in the 6 money spots. Then it's Arbitrary Lines, Track Star, Yola's Ibar, General Sal, Body Surfer, Up the Terraces, Frenemy, Forget About It, and Giz Mogul there in last. But Future World, Kalen getting a victory today.
Yeah, congrats, Kalen. Another one that wasn't close. And 2 straight wire-to-wire wins.
Dominate.
All right. Now we're closing in on the Met Mile and the Belmont.
All righty, now to race number 5. Our first claiming race of the day, just $30,000 on the dirt, 8 furlongs, and a couple of E grade horses and an F grade, probably our favorites. What else you guys see?
That Ain't Mine won their last race back on race day 1, has a win at this distance and surface back on race day 9 last year, and has a win in muddy conditions.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, highlight that one in your books. How about just the amount of experience in this field? Um, New Alliance, it's their 10th race, but everyone else, this is their 14th or higher.
Wow, yeah, lots of experience here. Head back out to the dirt, the mud, and they're off. That Ain't Mine, Nuclear Spritz, out early. Coach Cleaver, the nuclear option there as well. A close one as we come around the first turn. Nuclear option now up into first. Dungeon Master and Louse not far behind. Nuclear Spritz, That Ain't Mine as well. Coach Cleaver, New Alliance, and Moral Hazard bringing up the rear, but it's the nuclear option and Louse, that first group. Nuclear Spritz trying to get up there as well. Nuclear option now. Big lead. Nuclear Spritz is there. Louse, Dungeon Master. Looks like we're going to have a close finish coming down the stretch. Dungeon Master up there with the top 3. Nuclear Option holding everybody off right now. New Alliance making a run as well. Dungeon Master neck and neck with the Nuclear Option, nose to nose, and ends up getting the victory. Dungeon Master, congrats to Walt. The Nuclear Option led most of the race, ends up in second. Then it's New Alliance, Nuclear Spritz, Coach Cleaver, and Louse getting in the money there. That Ain't Mine and Moral Hazard rounding out our field. But Walt and Dungeon Master, first victory of the day.
Yeah, congrats, Walt. We had a close one in contrast to the last two. And how about the Nuclears running the race there for a minute?
Indeed, right there. All right, Chris, any claims from that one?
There were no claims in race 5.
All right. On to race 6. Just a few more races till our 2 stakes races. 14 horses in this one. What do you guys see?
Gunslinger, 3 for 6, top 3 finishes on the turf in their career. Last win was on race day 8, 2024, though, so looking to get back on track here.
All right.
All right. All right, back to the turf. 7 furlongs, our second claiming race of the day. And they're off. Pterodactyl, Metaverse, Goose Knuckle, Prospectus, all up there early. Pterodactyl and Grace's Pick. Both Andrew's horses 1-2 right now. Prospectus up there. Groundskeeper nowadays. Sam Clemens very close. Huge top group there. Sticking with Prospectus as we get to the halfway point. Grace's Pick, Prospectus, Millennial 1999, Ampersand, Evergreen Terrace, all right there. Grace's Pick trying to pull away, half-length lead, building that lead as we come down the stretch. Big lead for Grace's Pick. Millennial 1999 Ampersand trying to make a run. That second group, Evergreen Terrace as well. But Grace's Pick gets the win for Andrew. Win number 3 on the day. Millennial 1999 in second. Evergreen Terrace with the show. And then it's Prospectus, Ampersand, and Metaverse rounding out our money. Groundskeeper, Frequent Flyer Miles nowadays. Gunslinger, Sam Clemens, Pterodactyl, Regular Bit Friday, and Goose Knuckle rounding out our field. But Andrew, 3 wins so far today.
Yeah, big day for Andrew. Jimmy, we had a claim.
Oh, big one. 57,500. Which one got claimed?
Yes, and that's groundskeeper from Walt's stable. We'll head to Kalen's stable.
All right.
Kalen's thrilled. She was the only claim.
Nice. All righty. All right, let's head to race number 7. Just 2 more races before our Met Mile, which will be followed by the Belmont Stakes. Full field here for race number 7, though, on the turf. And yeah, lots of D's, E's, C's. Should be a great race. What else you guys see?
It's a big opportunity for What the Fluff. There's a C grade horse, but with no top 3s, 1 top 5. So with a bit of an easier race here, maybe they can get a win.
Oh, that got me.
I was gonna say it's so hard to say that without laughing.
There's 3 horses in this field with 2 wins, and there's some big ones, including I guess I'll highlight Nate's Checks in the Mail, who won a race on the second to last race of the year last year, which sealed it for Nate. sealed the last year's championship for Nate. And then, of course, the other one is Lemke, who has won at this uh, location before when, of course, the Belmont in our first year.
Nice. All right, let's head out to the track. Race number 7 on this rainy day here at Belmont. All 20 in the gate and they're off. Don't get involved with Jazz and Bryce's Fester as a 6. Coming out to an early lead, but big first group there going back and forth. Bryce's Fester now settling in. Jazz right behind. In and Outlaw there as well. Big Sky making the way up. We've got a big group up front. 7 horses there fighting for first, and the rest of the field catching up as well. It's Jazz in first right now as they come around the last turn. Big Sky's there. In and Outlaw as well. Big Sky and In and Outlaw nose to nose. In and Outlaw now up by a little bit, but the rest of the field is catching and closing fast. In and Outlaw. Big Sky right there. Don't get involved. Bryce's Fester looks like a photo finish. It is. Bryce's Fester with the win over In and Outlaw. That's 1 and 2 for Christian. Then it's Don't Get Involved. Jazz, Anybody But Gary, and Miso Soup in the money. Big Sky, Cootie Queen, Nay Anastasio, Jeff, Grunkalunka, Immortal Glow, as a 6, Genghis Khan Man, Pro Skater, What the Fluff, Checks in the Mail, Lemke, Krabra Khan, and Mutter down there in last. Probably should have ran on the dirt, but no. Congrats to Christian. 1-2, Bryce's Fester and an Outlaw.
Stoked.
Nice. Yeah, and in a field of 20, with only 2 horses in a field of 20, it cannot be less likely that you come out with the top 2 finishers. So good result for Christian there.
Crazy there. Just the during that race was nuts.
Yeah. All right, one more before our stakes races.
All righty. Race number 8. I'm going to do another one over on the synthetic track. And it's going to be a short one. What do you guys see? Obviously, my apology accepted. I'm very hopeful for here.
Yeah, apology accepted. In the top 3, only horse in the field with a win on synthetic, so everything's kind of pointing towards apology accepted.
Yeah, and then I was going to comment on the strategy here because as an A-grade horse, the Met Mile was available for apology accepted, and maybe most observers would have expected the entry there, but instead, she's the favorite in this race.
Indeed.
All right.
I will say when I saw that, I think I meant to put her in the Met Mile, but I'm not really sure.
All right.
I did see that and was a little surprised, but nevertheless, definitely the favorite. We'll see how it shakes out here on the synthetic track.
It's an interesting strategy. We'll see how it works out for me.
Nice. All right. And they're off. Macaroni and cheese. They're all pipes. All up there early. Apology accepted down in the middle, but all close. Apology accepted now making their way up in the second. Pathfinder, they're in first, though, at the halfway point. They're all pipes there as well. We got a 3-horse race. Macaroni and cheese making it a 4-horse uphill both ways, trying to get there as well. But they're all pipes, trying to stave off apology accepted. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Apology accepted, making that late run down the stretch. Huge lead. Apology accepted uphill both ways. They're all pipes right there as well. But there it is. And for apology accepted, going to be close for second, and they're all pipes, ending up with the place uphill both ways. The show, Macaroni and Cheese, Pathfinder, and Standard Bearer rounding out the money. And then it's playing Costa Rica, Jumbo Cheesema, and Take Me to Your Leader. Yay! Apology accepted, uphill both ways, 1 and 3.
Congrats, Jimmy. Nate, what did you say? Does that make apology accepted the most wins or tied? What is it?
Tied for the most with Sapphire Surge and Peterberg.
All right.
Nice. That's what I was going for. That's why I put her in the race. That's what...
While the race was going on, I checked the version history for your entries, and this is where you put her. Good strategy, turns out.
There we go. Yep. All intentional.
All right.
All right. On to the penultimate race of the day, the Metropolitan Handicap, also known as the Met Mile. And as you know, we've got a muddy dirt track ready for these 18 horses, a star-studded field here for the Met Mile, 8 furlongs on the dirt. Tell us some more, fellas.
A bit of a long shot here. Try again. Won a race at Belmont last year at 8.5 furlongs on the dirt. Also has 2 wins in the rain. So maybe we're
Ooh.
looking at a big upset here.
All right, yeah. We got the 4A grade horses. I feel like the conversation starts with Checkmate nowadays. 5 wins and 7 starts, and so as Nate reminded us, has a chance to be tied. Do what Apology Accepted just did, and tie for the most wins in HRFL history. And as Nate pointed out, this is if Checkmate wins, it's the first horse to repeat in a stakes championship.
Awesome. All right. Of course, my dark horse on a technicality in gate number 18.
Yes.
Looking for a show there. All right. We are ready. The Met Mile. And they're off. Snacky Chan. Try again as if out with an early lead around the first turn. Saboteur 84032 there as well. Luck of the Irish Checkmate, but try again. Setting the pace in the back stretch. Saboteur 84032 right there as well. Checkmate now taking the lead as we pass the halfway point and building that lead. It's Checkmate with a big lead over the field. I Know You Are, But What Am I? Luck of the Irish. Saboteur 84032 trying to make a run. Luck of the Irish now in his second. Reeling Checkmate in and takes the lead and is charging towards the finish. Luck of the Irish with a huge finish, gets the win for Kalen. A wonderful finish there past the halfway point. Dirks and Caicos with the place Checkmate. The show. Sounds of the Void as if an ambush. Rounding out the money. Saboteur 8432 as stated. I Know You Are, But What Am I? Cafe La Food. Recency Bias. Snacky Chain on a technicality. Dig a little deeper. Try again. His boy Elroy counterpoint. And There Is No Spoon. Rounding out our field. But Kalen, congrats. The Met Mile winner. Luck of the Irish.
Yes, congrats, Kalen. And it was a dominant performance, but he saved it for the second half.
Just let everybody go out fast and then blew them away.
And then Guy with another second place finish in a stakes race because Dirks and Caicos passed Checkmate at the end.
Nicely done. All righty.
Here we go. You've all met Luck of the Irish several times before. There he is. Now Met Mile champion.
There you go. Handsome horse there. Our Met Mile winner. And that leaves, of course, our final race of the day. The stands are packed. Crowd on race number 10, the third jewel of the Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes. 12 grueling furlongs today in the mud and the slop. We're going to see how it goes. Ready to roll. I've got 3 of them in there. Of course, the collector looking to make that 1-2 as it's been done in the past. What else do you guys see?
Yeah, 6 of the 11 horses weren't in the Preakness. House Money is the only horse with a win at 12 furlongs. Mandelbaum Jr. has one at 11.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm looking at as I pointed out in the pregame, that section of the gate 6 through 10 where all the A and B grade horses are. I've called Mario Time the favorite in the pregame. Johnny spent quite a bit on Mario Time in the draft. Didn't come up with the win in the Derby. Sat out the Preakness, so this is last big chance to get the Triple Crown paycheck for Mario Time. So we'll see.
For sure. All right, we shall see. Horses getting in the gate now for the Belmont Stakes, and they're off. 12 furlongs here. Fashionista out early with Crack a Bone. Divine Intervention in the front group. Mario Time making their way up there as well as we come down the backstretch. Mario Time taking the lead and setting the pace for the race. Prancer Size there. Divine Intervention up there as well in that first group, and Prancer Size now taking the lead, but it's close. Nose to nose. Fashionista, Prancer Size, Mandelbaum Jr., Mario Time, Divine Intervention, all there. What did I just say? Trying to make it run as well, but it's Prancer Size and Fashionista. Prancer Size sprinting away from the field on the backstretch. Wow, what a finish there. Prancer Size for Alex with the win. A huge win in the Belmont Stakes. Mario Time up in second. Mandelbaum Jr., the show, and then Fashionista, What Did I Just Say, and Divine Intervention. Those 6 horses splitting a purse of 200. I'm sorry, that was the last race. $810,000 for this race. And then we've got Johnny's Bullpen, Crackabone, Pepperneck, House Money, and the Collector. All my horses finishing out of the money except Divine Intervention. But the big story, Alex's Prancer Size with the victory in the Belmont. Congrats, Alex.
Yeah, congrats to Alex, and he won the Saudi Cup, and we've talked about how the Kentucky Derby winner in our previous seasons also won the Belmont. Well, winning the Saudi Cup in the Belmont is even more money than that. So huge, and
Nice.
an upset too.
Absolutely.
Introducing Prancer Size.
Hey. A little bit of an action shot there, Prancer sizing around there.
That's right.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Great day of racing, guys. Got to dip out early, but Chris and Nate will finish the broadcast for y'all. Thanks for joining us, and I'll be back on the Stride by Stride call in 2 weeks. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Jimmy. All right. Yeah, we're back to Lewis Downs for the next race day in a couple weeks, and then we got a little stretch at Lewis Downs, a little stretch with no stakes races before we're back at it with the sprint and turf championships after that. There we go. All right, so the standings are updated. Alex into first by over 200,000 with Prancer Size's Belmont win. Brett maintains second, Jimmy third, Kalen fourth, and so on. All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, guys. And we'll see you in a couple weeks back at Lewis Downs.
Woo!